As we start to grow our retail business, one of the major obstacles that we come up against is this real art of how to increase sales for our existing customers, because we hopefully want to capitalize on them. And also we're now at this position where we can start to chase new customers. And how can we go about doing that as well at the same time as trying to get new customers and sell to our existing customers to increase our overall retail sales? So that's what we are going to be talking about today. Howdy, my name is Alvin. I am the retail business coach that helps retailers grow their business really quickly so that they can create more time and freedom for themselves. So like I mentioned, today's video is just going to be some quick tips on how to increase sales for new and existing customers. This is a common problem that I come across with my coaching clients who are retail business owners, as a common problem that I also had when I was running my retail pharmacies, not too long ago. And the whole concept about figuring out how to increase retail sales for new and existing customers can be super frustrating for retailers, right? But thankfully, there are a lot of ways that we can increase sales, but some of the most common mistakes and damaging mistakes are when retailers try to increase sales for new and existing customers in the same way. So how amusing or how odd that it has to be a customized approach, right? So is it eventually, if you try and sell or increase sales to existing customers and new customers in the same way, you're going to lead to frustration and disappointment for your customers. They're going to be a little bit confused about the offer, and you're going to end up reversing on what you were trying to achieve, which is you're going to have declining sales. Also, when retail business owners are trying to increase sales, we always tend to, well, not always, but most of us tend to fall back on the idea of discounting. And, this is such a big no-no. Don't get me wrong, discounting can be super effective in getting customers to buy more. And, they can also be used very, very effectively as part of an overall strategy. But from what I see, most retailers just go straight down this cutthroat pathway, and without having all the resources behind them to back up a discounting offer. And basically what happens is you end up damaging your bottom line, and you end up losing profits, and it's a whole spiral to the bottom. So what I want to talk about today is how we can increase our revenues, our retail sales, and I'll just break them up into existing customers and new customers, just to make it easy for me, and also to make it easy for you, I guess. So let's start with our Let's start with our new customers. Okay, so we have. Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, perfect. Let's start with our new customers. Thought I had lost the presentation there for a second. Let's start with our new customers. And the first thing that we need to do is understand our target market. So I've spoken about this before at length. We need to understand who it is that we want to be chasing, with respect to our new customers. We want to understand that who is going to be really, really profitable for us. And by taking this laser focused approach, it's going to make it so much easier to stock our store, create marketing messages, come up with a sales plan, a marketing plan. It just makes it so much easier for you to stand out in the marketplace when you know your target market. And that way you're not whiff-waffling all around in your retail store, carrying a whole heap of shitty products and providing a whole heap of services, and perhaps trying all this mismatched marketing that's not really targeting anyone, but just kind of landing everywhere. You need to have a target market to ensure that you stand out from the competition. So that is really, really important. So following on from knowing your target market is we need to come up with a marketing plan, right? So what is a marketing plan? I mean, many of us retailers haven't gone to business school or haven't gone to retail school, if there is such a thing. But basically a marketing plan is like a short document that outlines your marketing goals, how you're going to achieve them. It includes things like your target market and analysis of the competition, and a plan, which is super, super important, on how you're going to reach your target market. So that's what you need to do when you have a marketing plan. The next thing you need to do is we need to start working on our branding strategy for our new customers. Okay. So when we start to, and I'm throwing around these kind of terms which seem kind of academic, I think, and it's not real everyday retail talk. And the only way I found out about these things was working with a business coach. So if you need some help with this stuff, make sure you get some help. So with somebody, a consultant, a coach, a mentor that can help you work through all these things, because doing this on your own, you're just going to be running around in circles, and you want to make sure you get it right from the beginning. So we want to make sure that we have an effective branding strategy. And so what is a branding strategy? It's basically a plan on how you're going to present yourself to the public. Based on your target market information, you want to look at making sure that you have the right logo, the right marketing materials, and basically the way that you're going to present yourself to your target customers via the media. Really, really important. Okay. So once we've done the branding strategy, the next thing to do is to come up with a sales strategy. So this is another thing that us as retailers, we kind of take for granted. We really don't have a strategy. We kind of rely on clients and customers to walk into our store, and we kind of rely or hope the fact that our team can sell to them or the product sells itself. Yeah, it's not the ideal way to grow, to drive profitability, to drive cash flow, and drive retail sales. Okay, so sales strategy is a plan of action. So it's a real detailed plan on how you're going to achieve your specific. You've got to be really specific. You got to know what your sales goals are. So basically, this sales strategy will identify the steps that we need to take to reach our target market, penetrate the market, and increase sales. Our sales strategy also identifies what resources we need, the budget required to execute the plan, and all those kind of things. So really, really important that we do that. So yeah, sales strategy. Not much more I can say there. The next part is we need to stage our store. So this is really, really basic, and this is often overlooked by retailers. It's a funny concept on how well our store is presented and how well the lighting is, the mood, the smells, the sound, all those kind of things contribute to the theatric in-store experience of running a retail store. But you know this, right? We all know this. I mean, how many times have we been to other retail stores where we're like, wow, this place feels good. But when it comes to execution on a store level in our own stores, we just never get around to it because we're too busy putting out fires. We're too busy doing the rostering. Someone's called in sick for work, and we're having to play on the register. So it's not really ideal. But the important point I want to drive home here is we need to ensure that our store is well organized and appealing to our customers. Really, really important. It's the basics, I know, but you want to make sure that you have that done. So, and of course, the final piece when it comes to new customers is to ensure that we train our team. This is such basics of retailing 101, right? And many of us, again, we don't have a plan in place on how to train and continually develop our team. How many of our team members have actually had proper sales training? If, like many of us retailers, we've got kids from school, we're coming in after school, we've got university students, and maybe we've got some other professionals that come in. But all of us need to be taught how to sell, how to connect with our customers, how to match, mirror, provide the full solution to our clients and customers. And not only that, it needs to be a concept that is constantly reiterated to our team. So we need to be constantly learning. All the best salespeople in the world are constantly learning new ways to sell and brush up their skills. And us in retail stores, we need to be doing the same thing. And the big mistake here is, again, as retail business owners, we are so caught up in doing all sorts of other things in our retail business, working in it rather than on it, that we're unable to execute some of these team training initiatives. But so that wraps up how we are going to get new customers, okay? So now let's work on our existing customers, because many of us are sitting on a gold mine, and it's really, it really is elusive trying to chase the new customer or new customers all the time. But for many of us, working on our existing customers is going to be the best way to grow our business and increase retail sales. So let's work through some of the steps that we need to take there. So the first thing is identifying who our most loyal customers are and find out what they like about our store. So this concept is really, really basic, and basically twice. It involves you surveying your customers. Perhaps you're going to be standing at the front of the store, and if you're a small to medium-sized retailer, it's a good idea that you, the retail business owner, do this in the beginning so you can get first-hand understanding of what your clients and customers are saying. So really, it's just a matter of doing a very, very simple survey and trying to get them to understand what they like about your store, what they don't like about your store, because that's going to give you so many hints and clues about what where you can move on from there. The next thing is our loyalty program, right? So hopefully many of us retailers have a loyalty program in place, and we need to be able to now start to harness our loyalty program and grab all the amazing data that's in there. So yes, there was a couple of issues that happen here. So first of all, many of us retailers have loyalty programs, but they're often underutilized. This happens, my clients, they make the same mistake as well. So hopefully you're making sure that everybody at your register is asking everybody if they have a loyalty card, or if they don't, giving them one, making sure that we sign them up, keep scanning their barcode all the way through the transactions. Every transaction that we do, it is so important, because the more data that we get on our clients and customers, the better off it's going to be for us in terms of retail sales. Not only that, it's going to be so much easier for you to delight your customers, because once you create a loyalty system in place and you start to harness the data in your loyalty program, it's going to be so much easier for you to reward your customers for loyalty. And this is what customers want, right? They want to be rewarded for shopping in your store. And especially us bricks and mortar retailers, this is our leg up, right? Everybody from the e-commerce retailers, everybody wants an amazing experience, and in-store personal is always going to be a far preferable experience, apart from convenience. And for some people, yes, convenience matters, but for many of us, we still want to get that in-store experience. And this is going to be the way to do it, to make sure that you harness your loyalty program. Once we've got our loyalty program, then from there, it's about providing our customers with special offers. And sounds really, really simple, but often not executed very, very well, because we really don't know about our ideal clients and we really don't know about our loyal customers. So once you start to create special offers, you craft them around your ideal or your target market. And this is where you can get a leg up from the competition, because you can start to bring in a whole heap of other products and services that will appeal to your target market, special offers that will resonate with your target market. And hopefully you're going to start to create offers over time that the competition don't have, or if they do have, you're going to create them at different times to really stay on top of your game. So the next thing is really basic. Retailing 101 again is making sure that your store is always well stocked and you've got products that your customers want. So it seems really silly and really basic that I've got to talk about stock penetration, stock holding in, when it comes to retailing, because we all know that stock is one of the backbones of our retail business. But it's the whole idea of managing stock when it comes to this retail game that we're playing that retail business owners often stuff up, basically. So it's really important to make sure we've got systems in place, that we're on top of our stock. And when I say stock, I mean like stock management, including ordering, making sure that we're getting rid of dead stock, and making sure that our merchandising is on point and we've got stock curated in the right places within our retail store that'll appeal to our target market. So yeah, basic stuff, but we'll talk about it again. And finally, back to it, existing customers is training. Want to really harp on again how important your retail team are to the growth of retail sales in your store. Without our team, you are just going to be working far more than you need to. You're going to have a very, very inefficient business, and you're leaving so much money on the table if you haven't got a well-performing team behind you. And like I mentioned, it doesn't need to be super complicated. We just really need to focus on the basics, starting off with regular customer service training, regular sales training, like how do we sell, how do we greet customers in the store, that's customer service. And also in our game, especially of retail, depending on your store, I would argue most stores, product training is so important. So we need to ensure that our team is regularly getting product training, because that completes the whole piece together. And you know this, once your customers come into your store, we want to be able to provide them with the full solution. And the only way that we can do that is if our team are all across it. So make sure you get that sorted. Well, so there you have it. These are my 10 ways on how to increase retail sales for new and existing customers in your store. If you've got this far, awesome. I would really appreciate it if you could smash that subscribe button, hit that like as well, may as well you're here. And if you want more tips and tricks on how to grow your retail business, I'm going to put a link to our Facebook group just down the bottom. Come visit us on Facebook. We have an amazing community of retailers where we share tips and tricks on how to grow our retail business. It's a great way to network with other retailers, ask questions, and I hope to see you over there. Until next time, catch you later.